Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Farm Simulator 17. And as you can see about the Scorpion King, thank you, Lightning, for your comment. And go ahead and talk me into buying this thing. I have bought this. I got some beehives going thanks to one of the other comments on another video. So thank you so much for that, for pointing me in that direction to get some steady income per hour coming in. And I also paid off my full loan, which I have taken out 3 different times now. I don't plan on doing it again now that I have this guy. And something else. You can see it off in the distance. Let's hop to it. Wrong. Still not this one. Not that one. Not that. Nope. Not this guy. There we go. And I got the harvester for the poplar tree things for the wood chips. So I ended up with both, and I paid off a $200,000 loan by buying the Scorpion King. I know that sounds ridiculous because it's $317,000 by itself or something, so it sounds ridiculous that that works. But I can promise you, you cut logs so much quicker. It's crazy. It did so much for the production and the amount of logs that it increased. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up so I can cut some of these and see how this thing works. We all know how the Scorpion King works, and if we don't, I will show that off in just a minute anyway. But I want to go ahead and... Oh yeah, by the way, my sheep, it says they're not producing for some reason, but I should be pretty close to 90% of wool. So I only have 7 sheep, so it's taking a while, but that's okay. It should be pretty close to about 90% of wool. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up, and I'll be right back. Alright, stuff's just about done. I just wanted to point something out. I did speed up time so I could go ahead and get this process started, because I want to do some A and B here. Hiring somebody to do it for you and see if they can actually take up 2 rows at a time, or if it's just a single row. As you can see, it actually plants, it looks like 2 plants at a time, here and here, but it's spread out so much that I don't know if hiring some, a helper to do this for you as you're doing something else, or as you follow with a chaser bin or whatever, if they can actually do it. You see the one I just drove through there. Those are planted very, very close together. I went through and planted those. These over here, I let a helper plant, and I don't know that it can actually catch both of those rows, so that's what I want to figure out. So as soon as they get finished, I will be back with you with that. For now, I'm going to go start harvesting these other fields. Alrighty, and it's finally grown. It's almost dark again, of course. It's almost completely dark again. So I have him lined up between the 2 rows right here. Let's see if hiring a worker will pick up both. I don't... Ooh. Yep. Okay. It will. Some of these are very, very spread out. Oh, nope. Okay. So sometimes it misses some spots, I guess. And some of these rows are closer than others. And again, I didn't plant these. I hired a worker to plant them. So if they're not straight, blame the help. Don't blame the boss. I just hire people. So yeah, pretty close. When he gets done with this row, I'm going to spin him around and take him over to the ones that I planted that aren't in a field, and I want to see if I can hire somebody to just harvest those for me. I don't think you can. I think the helpers are bound to fields, so they're bound by the guidelines of the actual plowed field, as far as I know. So, got all that. Let's spin around and go this way. And go see if he can harvest some of this stuff down here. I'm gonna pick these up on the way, probably. Too soon. Push the button too soon. And there we go. Pick up some of those. You can see you get a good amount of wood chips from this too. So it's not like you don't get anything out of it. I mean, you get a good amount of wood chips here. So let's see if he will actually do this. Or if it says helper done after a few feet. And you see like this, he's getting what is you know, over there would be 3 rows of this stuff getting all at once here. So that's nice. That's a pretty good yield there. Yeah, so he will drive this line. Now, whether or not he will hop out and grab this trailer, so when that one gets full, just follow along behind him here. Or beside him, rather. See if when he gets to the end, he will, so he'll actually turn and grab this one too. Oh, yeah, he will. Look at there. Let's see if he'll actually turn around and go the other way now. That's going to be the part I'm not sure about. I'll run off and left you. My bad. My bad. There we go. Now, is he going to turn? Go the other direction. So, my big thing was, are they bound to fields? Or can they do their thing? You see my other harvesters over there running now. And apparently, no, they are not. Not with these anyway, because I didn't plow this before I planted. You see the circle there to the left? I just planted that. I just kind of drove around in a circle and planted it to kind of see what happens, because I didn't know. So, oh, he's waiting on me. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm with you. So, that's good news. So they're not bound to a plowed field. This actually counts as a plowed field, I guess, because of it planting and plowing all at the same time. So that's pretty nice, actually. That's some good info to have if you're going to do these things. You cut down the trees that are right here, and maybe ground the stumps up a little bit, and then just take you a couple hours and go through. And why are you driving all crazy, man? What is the deal? Anyway, take you a couple hours and just go through and plant, you know, row to row right next to each other over the top of this. And that's a pretty good amount of wood chips. I mean, look at that. That was one pass and a piece of another for 1,400 wood chips. Now, something else I did. We're gonna let him go down this row here, I guess, and then we'll take both of these and go dump them. If you want to listen to me ramble for that long, I want to see what kind of price we get out of that's the wood chip furnace, I guess. It burns wood chips, and Otto sells them so that you don't have to worry about it. And that's pretty nice to have, because the wood chip price varies from day to day. So at least this way, you know you're getting a constant price for them. And to me, that's a big deal. Helper A is not blocked by an object. How are you doing over there? You still moving? Yep, still moving. Okay. So yeah, the having the heating plant, that's what it is, the heating plant. Having that thing just burn and sell wood chips directly for you is a big improvement over having to run them all to the sawmill. Having to run them all over to the mill, you get a different price. The more you dump in there, the lower the price gets. Of course, supply and demand kind of thing. It makes sense. So having the heating plant here, all we have to do is drive behind. Okay, completed their task. Good deal. That's what I needed. So we're going to go ahead and take this guy. We're going to back up to this deal here, and we're going to dump it. And there we go. And it should give you an unload icon. Don't unload here, because if you do, it probably won't burn it. It probably won't count. So how much did we get from that? 3,600. That's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I don't know that I would dedicate a full fit. Whoa. Okay. I don't know how I ended up in here. I don't know how we would dedicate. I don't know why we would dedicate a full field like this one is to just wood chips for no more than you really get from it. You don't get that much, you know. I mean, that's 3,600 for. How long does it take to plant? Whoa, come back. How long does it take to plant and grow these things? You know what I mean? So why dedicate a full field to a couple $1,000s? It doesn't make sense. But you've got some grassy spots like that right there. That's perfect. Run you. Oh, I'm on the heating plant. There we go. run you a couple of rows down through there and let her ride. I mean, that just makes sense, right? Can I not unload here? What's the deal? No, yes, no, 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 no. Okay. I've told this thing on the left side now. Why won't it unload? Alright, give me a second. Let me get this thing where it can unload. Alright, there we go. Apparently I had to either put the pipe in or let's double check that real quick actually. No? Okay, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't close enough. Either way, let's unload this. This is 21,000 units. So let's see how much we get out of 21,000 burned wood chips. We got 3,800 out of 21,000. I don't remember how much is in the big trailer. Would have done it then. So, wrong button. Get back over here. That's close enough. So let's go. What do we get for wood chips? 247 per 1,000 liters. So, I feel like you might actually get more. Yeah, I think you get more going and taking them to the thing instead of selling them here, which, you know, this is another expense. Another, yeah, English not good today. This is another expense that you have to purchase to be able to process them, but it does make it convenient, and the price is always constant, so that might be a variable in your decision to buy it or not. But either way, this is the, is it poplar? Saying that right? Poplar or poppy? Poplar. I don't think it's poppy seeds. That would be weird. Hello? Where are the pallets? Pallets. Oh, they're not implaceables. Pallets. Yeah, poplar saplings. Okay, so that's the harvester for the poplar saplings. I really like it. It gives you some. Oh, dude over stopped. It gives you an extra way to make income and an extra something to do when you're waiting on your crops to grow if you play in real time. So there's that. Let's go check out the Scorpion King for anybody who has not used it or has not seen it yet. I feel like at this point in the game, if the game is not brand new to you and you have played it or you have seen it played, then you probably know what this is and how it works. So let's start out with the third-person view. This arm swings all the way around. You can go all the way 360 degrees with it. It moves up and down. That's as far up as you can go, and you can flip yourself over if you're not careful going the other way. So yeah, don't do that. This arm swings out straight and can also extend. So for those hard to reach areas, like trying to scratch your back, if you can't get to it, just extend it a little bit, and then you can drive up to a tree. I'll just grab this one. Make sure you turn the harvester on. I made the mistake of trying to cut one down the other day without it. The idea is to get as close to the ground as you can. Why not in line with the... Not too close. Sometimes if you get too close, it doesn't want to work. So, too close to the ground or too close to the tree or whatever. And you're supposed to be able to rotate the tree left and right by holding both of the mouse buttons down or whatever buttons that you use if you're on console. But with the bigger trees on PC, it seems like there's kind of a glitch where it won't let you spin it because there's too much weight, maybe? I'm not sure. It may not be a glitch. It may be purposely done. But you can set the cut lengths differently. So mine's set to 8 because 8 fits better, and you get more money for long, straight logs. So I'm cutting all of them the same length. Now the trailer I have is 12 meters in length. And I could cut these 6 and 6 and then try to stack them there that way, but I find it easier just to fill them up with 8s and then take it and dump it. So that is just about a trailer load right there. So, but either way, you know how selling logs works. If not, let me know in the comments. I'll do a video on where to sell them and how to sell them and some of the easier ways when you first start out to get your logs sold and that kind of thing. So you can make some extra cash. But either way, the big thing I wanted to show off was this guy. I'm pretty happy about this purchase. It was a lot of money, but again, it is kind of a steady source of income, I guess. So, you know, it's really worth having. It really is, but I'm not going to waste a field on it again, that's for sure. This seems like a big waste, having both of these, places here to plant this when you could just plant it on any grass surface. I think is probably the better way to go. But either way, that's gonna do it for me, guys. If this video helped you at all, let me know in the comments. How did it help you? How can I help you in the future? That's another thing I'd like to know. How can you help me? What advice do you have for me? I've had some good advice from comments lately. Craig, thank you so much for the beehive and stepping up the placeables that make you money every day. I appreciate that. I have done that. I bought 5 beehives. Let me jump to them real quick and I'll show you. Somewhere. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you so much, Craig, for that. That helped me out a little bit. I didn't even think about the placeables. When I played Farm Sim 15, I played with a group of people and we just farmed constantly, so I never really would check on the bees here. Yep, there's still bees. But yeah, some nice little beehives there. But when I played Farm Sim 15, I played with a group of guys and we never really got into all the placeables and all that kind of stuff. We literally just plowed fields and had cattle and stuff like that. We never got into the placeable part of it. So thank you for that advice. Anybody else has any advice for me? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, leave a like. It helps me out a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.